And we're back from the break, and we were talking during the break, man, and I was like, we gotta record this. We gotta get y'all thoughts on this, man. Why has the WWE continuously destroyed everything that Triple H has built up with the NXT and the NXT characters? Think about this, because we were just talking about the tag team division. Think about this. Undisputed Era, you had the Revival. To me, I thought the Revival was actually going to be a legit dominant tag team for years to come. I thought they were on the trajectory to be a Hall of Fame tag team, because they reminded me of old school tag team wrestling, but in our time period. And they were putting on 5-star tag team matches in NXT. Then you had Undisputed Era.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And it's like wasting. Then they had the Viking War Raiders. I still think they had the best War Games match with them. And I'm like, you first we couldn't get their name right because we couldn't use the war in their name. And then on top of that, it's like we had them in terrible matches involving fake alligators. And then on top of that, I had forgotten what they had done to the Acolytes. All I remember was Connor was the only one around, and he was gone. And then on top of that, it feels like with every WWE tag team, they just throw two people together, like the Bar. I'm like, all right, you got Cesaro and Sheamus on the team. I'm like, what? And then remember a couple years ago, they just threw everybody who wasn't from America on a team and called it a tag team.
Drew McIntyre, Jinder Mahal. They just threw Rusev is in there. They threw all of them in there.
Shinsuke was on there for some reason. I'm like, why did you do this? And then everything it's like everything that comes up from NXT, it feels like Vince makes it a point to ruin it. Like, he isn't as good as this guy. I'm like, God dang it. Because we saw what happened to Ricochet. We saw what happened to Aleister Black. We saw what happened to Bobby Roode. I'm like, how do you mess this man up?
Oh my gosh, you brought up Bobby Roode. This goes back to who's getting dogged. I don't even know where Bobby Roode is at anymore. Does this man is he still with the WWE?
Oh, yeah, he's still with the WWE. He was in the tag team. Just a random thrown together tag team. If I'm not mistaken, he was
with Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah, with Dolph Ziggler. And I'm just like thinking in my mind, why aren't you using Bobby Roode to his full power? And it's like, I feel like the reason why I did is because he's from TNA.
But oh my gosh, we gotta think about Bobby Roode too. When he was in NXT, because we're actually talking about, we're gonna talk about Hogan and Ric Flair, but Bobby Roode was like our version, his character wise was like our version of Ric Flair. You could clearly see that he was a Ric Flair fan. But not only that, like he came out, his entrance song was fire. He had people singing it. He came out with the robe. He was a heel. He was a champion. I thought literally when he was going to go to the main roster, I was like, Bobby Roode is about to be one of the biggest heels for Monday Night Raw or SmackDown. I was like, we need this actually. Tragic. Tragic.
I'm just saying, hey man, if we want to give a guy a template to become the next guy and be the scumbag wrestler to say what he wants, it would have been Bobby Roode. He has the build. He has I know he can talk. Man. And I know he can wrestle.
Man.
It's like we just wasting him, man. I'm just like, come on, bro. Come on. Y'all didn't give this man this magnificent entrance for this.
I got respect for Dolph Ziggler, but that's how you know he was dog. This man was the top star at one point in NXT, and the last I've seen him, he was teamed up with Dolph Ziggler. Like, how does that even make sense? Bobby Roode and Dolph Ziggler, they don't even look like they will ever be a team. Like, what? What are we doing right now?
Oh, man. How about this? Remember the Bobby Roode Snickers commercial where they would mess up the entrance? They just don't care about this, man. Like, come on, man.
Glorious, man. Glorious, man. Oh, that was so good. The entrance song made you become a fan of Bobby Roode. That's how you know Triple H did good with NXT. Like, he knew how to build up people. Like, your entrance song, your entrance actually mattered. And we began to love Bobby Roode.
Yeah, no, and let's think of it like this, though, man. Like, the one thing I wish they would do more often is, like, you know how in AEW the fans would actually sing Chris Jericho's song.
Mm-hmm.
In NXT, they used to have artists and performers and musicians come out to do your entrance.
Mm-hmm.
That don't happen in WWE, man. That only happens on WrestleMania weekend. That don't happen there.
Hey, I wanted to get your thoughts too on the new NXT 2.0. Like for me, I feel like as time goes on, I'm gonna be able to give people more of a take on this. But what is your just initial thoughts on NXT 2.0?
I don't know how to feel about it. We have to wait and see, because this might be the beginning of the end. This might be ECW 2.0. But I kind of, it feels like they're turning NXT to like it kind of looks like a smaller SmackDown, if that makes any sense, man. I was a big fan of the cage, and I was a really big fan of like the fans being able to bang on the windows when the matches happened. Man, I was a big fan of that. I'm like, why would you take that? It feels like we sucked a little bit of the personality out of NXT, man. We just did.
Yeah, I'm like, once again, Triple H built up something that I was shocked that it made me want to start watching wrestling again, because I was just like, NXT is fired. They got so many great wrestlers. Tommaso Ciampa, which is actually the new champion right now, the new NXT champion, and Johnny Wrestling. You had Velveteen Dream at the time. You had just stars. The tag team division was giving you 5-star matches. It was like, no matter, they couldn't do nothing wrong. The women's division made me really start watching women's wrestling, and I was just like, dang, women's wrestling is on a whole nother level. Then that has become a little, watered down too on the main roster. Like, what has happened? I'm a huge Sasha Banks fan, but I'm like, the women's revolution has been like stifled down to just Charlotte and Becky Lynch. And then we had Bianca Belair for her little run, and we had Sasha. So it's like, it's just been stifled a little bit. Like, we're not getting those same 5-star matches. We're not even seeing like they're being given that same opportunity like they were. Like, we're not seeing the long matches no more. I don't know. It just seemed like I don't know what's going on with this main roster.
Remember, women went to main event WrestleMania, and ever since then they're kind of getting put in the back seat a little bit, man. Remember, they used to main event. They used to be in the main event. I'm just like,
we gotta talk about like it was 10 years ago. Like, remember when they used to be in the main event? That was like, just a couple months ago.
Shoot, man. Like I said, man, they gotta tighten up, man. Like, I don't know what Vince, Stephanie, and Triple are up to, man, but they gotta come up with something. Because if I was in charge, man, because I know the women can put on great matches, man, they'd be main event. They'd be main event in a couple of weeks out of this. Not a main event in a couple of weeks. They'd be main event every other week. And then on top of that, I would be using my talent a lot better. Why isn't Shayna Baszler your champion? But why? You built her up and don't use her, man. Like I said, it's like another thing when Vince gets his hands on it, all of a sudden just turns to dust. Like, God dang.
Shayna Baszler. Oh my Lord. She was built up so good. Putting on 5-star matches.
She beat Asuka in record time, and then we just disrespect her so thoroughly.
Even Asuka, man. Asuka's been treated kind of. Asuka had some good moments on the main roster, but why did she have to lose at WrestleMania to Charlotte? Like, did Charlotte really need that other accolade that she ended the streak for?
Hold on.
Asuka?
That's in Charlotte's character, man. She wants the keys to everything. And we know this, man. Like, remember how like she kind of made it a point? Why shouldn't I? I'm the best wrestler ever. Yeah. Remember that?
Yeah.
Remember? Like, shoot. So to her, it's like, yes, I am the great. It's like, to her, she's the new Jones. It makes sense. So, and on top of it, let's not forget, she is wrestling royalty. She probably gets the max benefits. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I don't know. Like, Charlotte is phenomenal though. I'm not going to take nothing away from Charlotte. Charlotte to me should be champion of Raw right now. I'm just saying, what about everybody else? That's all I'm saying. What about everybody else? Because shoot, we need some people that's going to go against Charlotte that actually look like that's possibly going to win. Like, same thing with Roman. We need people that actually going to, give him a challenge that we actually may believe that they're going to win. Like, besides Brock Lesnar, like, of course Brock can come back and make you believe that he's going to win, but that's just Brock. Like, we know that's Brock. What about everybody else?
Yeah.
Like, come on.
It's like, because Brock is a walking legend. He's a Hall of Fame. We know this. So it's just all like, to me, like I said, I feel like Brock don't even need the belt. He just needs an event.
Man, you know what's funny about Brock though? Brock has switched up his whole style, like the hair and everything. I'm like, Brock didn't went young. Like Brock didn't got young on us. Like Brock went from like this heel character, now he's looking he a baby face and everything. I'm like, it's kind of dope though. I ain't gonna lie, it's kind of dope. I'm like, that's one thing that WWE's doing pretty good. I'm like, I like what they're doing with Roman and I like what they're doing with Brock. I just think they need to team them together somehow, some way.
Yeah. I would like that just so we don't get literally same verse, same as the first. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, exactly, because we don't need that. It's not even WrestleMania season. Like, I think they just confirmed though they're supposed to face each other at Crown Jewel in Saudi Arabia.
And you know what I would have done for Crown Jewel Saudi Arabia? Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley, a match everybody wants to see. All right, cool. You don't want to do that? I would have made John Cena, since he's back on the roster, versus, actually, has Bobby Lashley versus John Cena? I actually like the sound of that. Actually,
yeah, we have it. I'm not sure if we actually have. I think we got that. Yeah, we got the match. Yeah,
it's like, let's have it again in 20. I actually like that idea. Or you know, it'd be kind of crazy, a triple threat match: Bobby Lashley, Brock Lesnar, and John Cena. The triple threat to see who gets the face Roman Reigns.
Man.
Or possibly the Demon, who might sneak Roman.
I don't know, but before we move on from this topic, let me just pay homage to the late and great Bobby Roode by playing that phenomenal theme song in the background real quick. Let me just play that.
No, I can play that with better audio, right?
Oh, go ahead and give that to me then. Go ahead. I want to know if I'm gonna be able to hear this, and the people are going to be able to hear this, because Bobby Roode deserves this. He deserves his moment. We don't know what happened to this man, but the time that we had him on NXT, it was glorious. It was for sure glorious. So I'm like, we need that moment again.
Can you hear it?
I could kind of hear it from you a little bit. Not too much though.
We'll have to fix it. We'll have to fix it later then.
Let me see if I got you.
There you go. There you go.
Come on. This is the time.
Glorious. Gotta bring it closer to the mic. Yeah.
The late, great. No, I'm not gonna say late great, because that's what they usually say when people pass away. But his character has definitely passed away. I don't know what happened to him.
Dead on arrival when he got to the WWE. God dang, man.
He got up to the main roster and they made sure he would never be glorious again. Like, I don't know what they did with him. Man.